This is the Business on Top podcast with Shane Chernoff, Vijay Patel, and Ben Siegel.
You wake up in the morning, you say, I put on my big boy pants. Look, I'm wearing a belt. I got big boy pants on.
And I was like, oh, damn, like, I didn't get a picture for the gram. Woody Williams was career 132 and 116 and was an all-star in 2003 for the Cardinals. Nice.
Who came up with that band name? Chumbawamba.
I don't know. It's like Oompa Loompa, but Chumbawamba.
The Business on Top podcast.
I am back. What it do, baby? Woo!
We will get to Taco Bell bringing back potatoes to their menu in just a second. But first, Vijay Patel, you had an Urban Dictionary of the Week for us. I believe the first of 2021.
Oh, yeah. We're shaking it up. Starting with the Urban Dictionary word.
We need Big Voice to get us a new intro for that. We have Shower Thoughts and we have Get Outta Here, which you're going to get to hear more of a little bit later on today's show. But we need to do one for Urban Dictionary and BOTTODs.
Alright, guys. This might be a little softball to start the day, but the word of the day
That's not good.
is douchebag.
That's not a good way to
Oh my god.
Douchebag?
Is this better or worse than the way that we started off last week's show?
Better. It couldn't go get much worse.
Alright, one guess.
Did you watch that cartoon?
I watched the whole season.
Binge watched
It was
it?
long. It was very long.
It was hard to watch, you know what I mean?
Douchebag.
I had a ball watching it.
The puns.
Danish cartoons. Douchebag. Do you have any guesses?
God, I mean, just like it can't
Might
be
obvious, right?
I was thinking it can't be any different from like a douchebag.
Like
I
a
don't
tool.
know.
Like a.
Unless that's like a name that they call Pittsburgh, although that's not very creative. If someone's trying to be like, yeah, Pittsburgh, more like doucheberg. It's like, oh yeah, wow,
That's
you
not a
really
bad
got
guess.
him. It's a
That's
terrible
not a
guess.
bad guess.
Yeah, it's you guys are on the right track.
I'm guessing like. I don't know, some. I'll go with a tool who works in a
In Pittsburgh.
burger place.
Alright,
Okay.
You went a little bit off track there, but
Yeah,
okay, so
we-
the official definition is someone who, at first meeting, shows a little bit of their douche self, but on getting to know them better, the full extent of their doucheness becomes apparent. Likened to the iceberg that only shows a small fraction of its total size.
That's
The sentence, upon seeing a known douchebag coming at him, he said in his best captain's voice, "Douchebag straight ahead."
Oh god, Titanic was such a like seriously, I don't understand why Titanic was such a good movie, right? Like it won. Did it win an Oscar? Did it not?
It did.
Yeah. So
We have fans.
I was gonna say we have an audience for the first time since the pandemic began, a very safe, socially distanced audience, and they have advised that Titanic won an Oscar. My problem with the Titanic winning the Oscar is like, did people not know what was gonna happen to that boat when they went into the theater?
I don't think I've ever. Have you guys seen it start to finish?
Yeah.
No, I have never seen it end to end because I just never cared to watch
because
it.
usually it's on TV and it's already like halfway through and you're like, "Yeah,
Yeah, because you remember it came out in 1997, so it's not something that you wouldn't have seen in the theaters.
I mean,
Yeah.
most people have seen at least the ending. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
All the
on
famous
door or
scenes.
whatever.
Yeah. Was there enough wood? Right, that's the debate.
Yeah.
Did Rose leave? I don't remember what his name's character was. I want to
Jack.
say
Was it
Jack.
Jack?
It was Jack. I don't know. I was thinking Marty. Leonardo DiCaprio was Marty on the Titanic. Probably wouldn't have had as good of a one. I don't know. I have no idea. But when you guys went to the movies, like, what's the best movie candy? Right? Like, it's been a while, and actually, not the last movie that's on theaters, but the last movie before that would have been one.
Bunch of crunch.
Oh, we're getting suggestions from the audience. A Bunch of Crunch, that is Fantasy League member and caller into the show, Tim Hennick's, advising that he enjoys a good Bunch of Crunch with his fantasy draft.
Ben, you go. You're the candy fanatic.
Yeah, no, I mean, Bunch of Crunch and the cookie dough bites, I would think, would be the top.
I don't think I ever like had the cookie dough bites, just because like if I wanted cookie dough, it was always like so much better to get from the store and just like eat it out of the tube with a spoon.
Yeah, but we're talking movie candy. I'm not like.
But well, what's the difference really? It's like if you go to CVS and get two peanut butter cups, or if you go to Publix and you get a bunch of cookie dough to bring to the movies.
Am I weird for liking the chocolate covered raisins?
No, the Raisinets are awesome because you
Raisinets?
put them in your popcorn, and then you get
No, I
a
didn't
mix.
do that, but that.
Oh,
Snow caps.
snow caps, not a bad one either.
Never had it.
What is Swedish Fish? Swedish Fish was an underrated one too.
Is that considered a movie candy?
I think so. You can get that or Sour Patch Kids. I think is probably like the gummy candy that you would get if you go to the movies.
Now they have those sour Airhead strips or whatever.
Yeah, they give you all of it's in like a half of a bag for like $10.
That's
Like it's
insane.
like I think it's a bigger ripoff than Stadium.
They've said, and you know what? I wanna
Yeah.
look this up. Like movie popcorn, I think was like the biggest inflation of price relative to like what you're selling.
What do you think movies are gonna like theaters are gonna do? I mean, I haven't been since before the pandemic. I mean, do you think they're just gonna take seats out of the theater after, or what do you think? You think they're gonna do anything drastic?
No, I don't think they're gonna do anything. I mean, they're already in the red as an industry. They're not gonna try to like.
They just accepted it. They're like,
I mean, at this point, what are you gonna do? You can rent out theaters now, so that's what they're doing now. So I think it's like what's a max of how many people per theater?
Here locally, it's I think 50 per theater.
And you have to sit like every.
And they have, purposely socially distanced seats. So in other words, if you go to a movie and you take one seat and it's in the exact middle, the two seats to the left of you are going to get blocked off, assuming you're not with anybody else. And then the two seats to the right are going to get blocked off for the same reason.
You can't go with your significant other at that point. Unless you can.
I mean, you can, and honestly, like I'm okay with it. If you really don't like people, that's awesome. You get
Larry David over here.
a personal movie, smaller crowds. That's why like that LSU UF game that I went to.
Yeah.
That was like one of my favorites because there wasn't like anybody crowding me, and also it was like 60 degrees, which you never get for a game in the swamp. So that was nice too. But someone who shall remain unnamed had to throw a shoe.
hopefully future guest of the show, maybe one day.
Maybe. I don't know if I want to ever have him on. But I'm looking at an article. It says typical markups on movie theater concessions. Popcorn sale price is $7.99. The cost of making it is 90 cents. It is sold at a 788% markup. Soda 558% and candy 313%.
That's not that's not a huge surprise.
It's not surprising, but imagine like selling something to somebody for 8 times what it's worth, and like no one asks a question about it. Everyone's just totally okay with it.
Capitalism, my friend.
It's seriously.
Yeah.
Movie theater, the popcorn industry goes with the movie industry. Although I'm probably gonna make some popcorn during the break.
We might as well transition overpriced food, as we mentioned, like stadiums and sports. Like we might as well get this out of the way with. There was some big. I mean, definitely football, like head coaching.
Yeah.
I saw that
during the
segue
week.
a little bit.
It was a nice.
I was like trying to transition it into sports because I mean we could probably carry a.
We can do it like a 2-hour movie special.
Yeah.
We should do that one day. But yeah, Ben saw me running a little bit too far off course. He had to steer me back towards.
I saw a top
safety.
top four movie leather seats go. I didn't want to. I wasn't prepared for it. So I was like, yeah,
What
top
color?
four conditioned seats.
He saw the writing on the wall. I was gonna go on like a 10-minute rant about the movie theater.
Yeah. So, yeah. What do you guys? I mean, especially being a former Gator, what are your thoughts on Urban to the Jags?
Yeah, well, certainly I think that's the most interesting hire. Urban Meyer, somebody who has come to be known as somebody who's great at grooming young quarterbacks, taking over for the Jaguars. They've got a lot of cap space. They got a lot of free agency to work with, and they've got a lot of draft picks coming up. So I certainly think that if there is one young, untested, first job in the NFL, by the way, to see if they can turn the Jaguars around, you got to think it's Urban Meyer.
Yeah, I mean he's got a pretty good, track record of success, but it's how he's going to transition into the NFL.
Does he bring Tebow on as an advisor? Is there going to be some kind of a Starting quarterback.
Offensive coordinator.
Backup.
Someone said team chaplain.
Team, I like that. No, I think I think that's a good idea. So
Jason Bill 2.0.
yeah, either a strength coach or team chaplain. I think I'll take that one. But yeah, there's that coaching carousel's going in the NFL like it is every year. You're getting a lot of first-time head coaches, and then another one is joining the team in New York. Gang Green gets a new head coach too.
Oh yeah.
Is it
Robert-
time? Is it?
Robert Saleh, hairiest arms in NFL history, will become a head coach with his 3/4 sweatshirt.
And then the Jets' hairy defense is coming back too.
Hopefully,
Oh, boys.
hopefully the Jets have
Why?
a oh!
The return. The return.
That is the sound of my mind blown.
My name's on it too, so
So it's
Jets.
As Vijay Patel unretires
I gotta take my
the
mic.
Jets hat. Yeah, no, take the headset off. There you go. Okay.
All right.
So Vijay Patel redons the Jets hat after taking off as a Jets fan for 10 years. He's back on the narcotic.
I'm back, boys. We might get
Don't do it.
5 or 6 wins this
Oh
season.
no! Don't do it.
Super-
no,
Super-
Seattle.
Who do they draft?
Super Bowl?
That's the real question.
Well, we're hoping to get. I want the O line to be like
Will you draft
a
your
great wall in front of Darnold. So we'll start there. Maybe like get a good cornerback and a big free agent wide right signing.
You don't do you
Kenny Galladay, maybe Chris Godwin, or one of those big time receivers.
This is terrible.
So we'll see.
Do you think that the Jets would be making a mistake committing to Darnold and not drafting Fields had they had the opportunity to draft him? Because I feel like you've seen all what you need to see from Darnold. You know, the problem with the quarterback that says I don't know is he's just not going to pan out. You don't see that where a quarterback spends 4 to 5 years in the league without being able to realize whether or not he's good.
I think he's just worked with a lot of, I want to say bad coaching. I mean, he hasn't really got that leadership from any of the coaches, honestly. And the pieces around him have just not been there for him. So if we do sign somebody big, like I said, Kenny Galladay, or someone that can get wide open and give him confidence to throw the ball down the field, like we had with Robbie Anderson. Was it 2 seasons ago?
Yeah, well, no, I think he's actually just his first year as the Panthers.
Last season, he had a career year, and that's why he got so much money doing the Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, like, the only other time I've seen a quarterback where you didn't know whether or not they were good for 5 to 6 years, and then they ended up being successful was Ryan Tannehill, and you're seeing it now in Tennessee.
What about Baker Mayfield?
Well, Baker Mayfield was great his first year, and then he had a down year the second year. His third year now, he's had like a nice rebound, and it's even more impressive that he's been able to do so without Odell Beckham Jr., who got hurt very early in the season. It almost seemed like they played better.
I think Darnold is a good quarterback that they can mold into something something successful. I think a good defense will bring the offense back out. for the Jets.
I feel like I've seen enough of both quarterbacks in New York to know that neither of them are probably going to be any good for either team that they're already on. In other words, unless you get a change of scenery, I don't think Daniel Jones is getting any better as a Giant. I don't think Sam Darnold's getting any better as a Jet. I mean, you've seen everything that they need to see from them.
Well, I'm optimistic.
You got to think of it like, I could be wrong. I know the Giants have, and I don't think the Jets have. I know they didn't this year, but well, Joe Douglas, the current Jets GM, didn't draft Darnold, but like Gettleman in New York drafted Daniel Jones, right?
He did, and that's the problem. You know, the team has said that they're going to give him one more year.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that. I say you cut bait, start over with a quarterback, because if you haven't seen it from Daniel Jones from the quarterback position, I mean, look at the rookie quarterbacks right now. You kind of know who's good and who's not. Tua's starting to give you a little bit of concern down there in Miami. God, this is such a sportsy segment. I can't believe I'm in the middle of this.
We went back to it.
You know, yeah, you guys tricked me. I'm really annoyed. I get my revenge on you next, but first let me finish up this thought. You've seen Burrow. You know he's pretty good. You just hope that he can come back healthy because that's never an injury that you want to have, especially from a rookie quarterback. And Justin Herbert has been amazing in, I was going to say San Diego, but LA.
Well, a lot of these GMs, you know, that's like they drafted these guys and they're going down, you know, with them. It looks bad if they draft a guy and 3 years later they draft another quarterback. It looks bad on them. So I think a lot of these guys try and if they miss on the quarterback, they try and fix it.
If they miss with the quarterback, their job is done. I mean, they're
until they're fired, they're gonna try and I think drafting another one while they're young looks even worse. That's what the Giants at least are in right now. The Jets, it's different. There's a new GM. He didn't draft Arnold, so maybe the Jets will go Fields, or maybe Trevor Lawrence will somehow drop.
Yeah,
which would be crazy. But
a lot of talented Alabama players on the board too. I don't know if you saw at the SEC championship, they did one of these pop culture challenges where they brought in stuff from like the 90s and early 2000s, and these 18-year-old kids were just like clueless.
I did not.
Well, I'm glad you haven't seen it, because my revenge on you guys for making me do a really sportsy NFL segment is coming up next. We are going to play a game where we show each other pop culture-y things from our past, and we'll try to guess. Quiz show coming up next. BOT. Welcome back to the Business on Top podcast. If you watched the national championship, you might have seen Alabama dominate again, and I know many of you are thinking, well, what's Nick Saban's secret? And I thought about it, realized that Saban's a multiple-time champion. It was his 7th championship with Alabama. And I called Nick and I spoke to him the morning of, and I said, what did you do to these guys? They're like men among boys. They took Ohio State and they crushed them. And he said, look, I swear by Mima's Chimi, which is an all-natural, authentic, all-purpose chimichurri sauce that's locally made right here in Boca Raton. Mima's Chimi can be used on almost anything. You guys know I like it with my Impossible tacos, but you can also use it on steak, chicken, fish, and salads. The possibilities are endless, and it works for any diet because it's vegan, keto, and vegetarian friendly. The chimi comes in an 8-ounce jar and can be ordered at www.mimaschimi.com. And if you're in South Florida, are you in South Florida?
Oh, we're here.
Are you in South Florida?
We are.
Well, we're in South Florida, so we would be able to get it at Doris Italian Market in Boca Raton, Bravo Supermarket in Pembroke Pines, shout out to my people in the Pines, and El Bodegon in Lake Worth, and Vinny's Stone Crab Market Grill. Remember, it's not chimi if it's not Mima's. And Nick Saban said all that to me. He didn't really, but...
The Nick Saban.
The Nick Saban.
Oh, that's Mima's.
Yeah. One of the things that they did, and I alluded to this earlier in the show, they had this fun pop culture kind of quiz where the host of, I don't know if it was the SEC network or some other kind of channel, were showing them pictures of stuff, from not their childhood, I guess our childhood. Like, they couldn't identify a VCR. Have you ever asked, like, a young kid, like, can you believe that they don't know what VCRs are?
I can kind of believe it, but if you really think about it, it's kind of crazy.
I spent basically the first 10 years of my life with just a VCR, and then we moved on to the DVD player. The real game changer in terms of DVD players was
PlayStation 2.
That's right. That's absolutely right, because that was revolutionary, because it was one of the very few systems that was a CD player, a DVD player, and a game system.
Yeah. I mean, most of these younger kids probably don't even know what Blockbuster is.
Oh, dude, I love a good run through play. I'm not gonna get started. I see Ben over there like ready to cut me off. But I want to give you guys a pop quiz, because I want to see, like, you guys are like big on nostalgia. Like, we've all missed the stuff from being kids, like Nick News with Linda Ellerby and all that, and Are You Afraid of the Dark? All sorts of fun stuff like that. Speaking of that, we're going to get to Nickelodeon doing a broadcast in the playoffs in a second. But I want to do our very own pop culture quiz. The way this works is it's going to be a quiz show. Each person is going to have 5 pictures to try to stump the other 2.
We haven't seen each other's.
Stuff from our childhood. We haven't shared it. We each have 5. And we'll add up the points at the end, and just like Whose Line Is It Anyway, the points are made up and the game doesn't matter.
I'll throw the pictures in the great,
There.
We'll put it up on the side, we'll put it up on the middle, we'll put it somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere on the screen.
See if you guys know, if you're...
I dream of Genie it, I can do BAM, and then it's over here.
Yeah, if you're true 90s baby.
Ben, I thought you were going to go first, but okay. Let's see what you got. How confident are you, Vijay, that you're going to dominate this? I think I'm going to win. I think I'm the favorite.
Yeah, I think Shane's going to win, but...
We'll see.
That just means I lead the league in useless knowledge.
I'm gonna start easy and work my way.
That's
At least
what
what
I'm
I
gonna
think.
As you should. I think
Okay.
that's absolutely what
All
you should
right.
do.
Mine are
Picture one. Do I show? Should I show or not?
Show no, you can flash it up on the screen
No,
Okay.
you're
All right.
as we do.
All right. Ready?
Yeah, so I'll take a look. That's fine. I know what that is. I know what that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Easy.
Yeah,
right?
super
That
easy.
was-
Tamagotchi.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Pause. Wow. Dramatic. A lot of dramatic effects.
Oh,
So.
that was one of mine.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay.
Gentlemen, keep track of your points. My number.
We'll have it on the-
My number.
Wait, if it's like who's line?
What?
Sure, the points don't matter.
Points don't matter.
Points don't matter, but keep track of your points anyway, just in case they do
All right,
matter.
is it my turn?
It is. No, I think we're working our way this way. So I'll start.
Wait.
Last.
That's the last.
I was just excited. I want to go first. It's my turn. Anyway,
You're second.
this is something that was from part of our childhoods. I think it's ubiquitous. It is a gimme.
Okay.
I guess you have the disadvantage of going last. Tell me, what is it, VJ?
Furby.
Yeah.
Yes, Furby.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to do something where I guess like 1, 2, 3 we say.
We should have just wrote these.
Nah, it's okay. Whatever.
Instead of saying you should just write them down and then show it when we're.
I like. Yeah, we could. Okay. Well, we can Monday morning quarterback the segment all you want, but
We'll just say
I want to
three.
see.
We'll say
I want
on
to see
three.
what
One,
I
two,
want to see
three,
what
we'll
yours
say.
is. Okay.
Alright, these are softballs for me, okay?
Okay. I think.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. I know this. I know
Wait,
this.
are we naming like where they're from?
No, just the
Like-
general.
No,
you
no.
know.
Okay.
On 1, 2, 3. Saved by the Bell.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Power Rangers.
That's Power Rangers. Oh no.
Well,
That's not Saved by the.
That was the biggest fail.
Swing and
You know what,
swing and a miss.
in your
Look, I
defense-
took a chance. I swung for the fences.
In your defense, when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, that might be.
I thought the guy on the top was Mario Lopez and the guy on the bottom was Mark Paul Gosselaar.
It did kind of look.
I mean, but they were the Power Rangers?
Those are the Power Rangers.
Okay, so everyone has perfect scores except for me going into round 2.
Round 2.
So,
This will get a little harder than my first one.
yeah.
Alright?
What was your favorite Nick game show? I'm just trying to filibuster until you have your picture ready. But I like Figure It Out with Summer Sanders.
Oh no, I like the Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah, Legends of the
That was
Hidden
good.
Temple, Global
Alright.
Gas, or Global
Alright.
Guts.
Yes. Do not. You guys are gonna know the character name. I want
Okay.
to know the person's real life name, like the actor's name.
Okay, actor's name, not the character. That is.
Oh.
Oh, okay. No, sorry, I got too excited because I knew the answer.
Do you know the actor's name, not the character?
Oh.
Because the character's too easy.
Okay, you want me to go for it?
Wait. You gotta both go at the same time.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
1, 2, 3. Jaleel White
Yeah.
also was Urkel on Family Matters and was also the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog in the old 90s cartoon. Fun fact.
Yeah, I figured Urkel was like that was way too easy.
That is why we played this game, so I give you useless information about people that you cared about from the 90s. My next one is, you know what? I'm not even going to tell you who it is, what it is. I'm not going to give you a clue. Here you go, my number 2 pop culture quiz photo.
Oh
Do you know
my
who this
God.
is? It is a picture of an artist. He's got crazy dreads and ridiculous hair. This is probably not the best game show to be playing through an audio visual, but here we are. Like I said, we're not Monday morning quarterbacking this segment. So, sounds like I've stumped both of you two in question 2. 1, 2, 3. What do you got?
I know it's a rapper.
It is a rapper. Famous in the 90s, was on the Space Jam soundtrack. Don't think he ever made anything into the 2000s. VJ, you're just
I feel
frozen.
like
Bone Thugs.
You defeated. It
I
was
feel
not.
like- I'm gonna get. I'll go with one and then I'll say my second one.
Go
I feel
for
like
it.
Is that Shaggy?
It was not
Is
Shaggy.
it Afro Man?
It was not Afro Man.
Those are my two.
That was Coolio.
Oh my.
That was Coolio. All right. I probably should save that one for later because I thought that one might trip one of you guys up. But you guys are both more music people than me, so I'm surprised that that one might.
Well, the thing is, like, I listened to it, but I never saw. The
Yeah.
actual
I was gonna say I was able to
artist.
slip. I was able to slip one past the goalie there.
Okay, my turn?
Yeah.
Alright.
I think I see it. Oh. Yeah. Okay. I'm good. I know who that is. Yeah. It took me a second. So I actually am really bad with faces. But ready on 3? 1, 2, 3. That's Janet Jackson.
Yep. Got it.
All right. So I redeemed myself here because I stumped my other 2 co-hosts. I think we all have 3 points right now.
Tied.
Everybody's got 3 points.
Tied.
1/3. 1/3
No, I
away
didn't get Urkel.
or 20% away. Oh, okay.
I mean,
Alright.
I get Lily White, so.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Well,
the points don't matter.
yeah, I was gonna say
So I have a million points.
the points don't matter.
All right, so we'll stay on the topic of musical artists.
All right.
All
I like
right.
this challenge.
Hardest game of the match. It's one computer and me versus one computer and me.
Okay. I think I know who it is, but I'm not positive. This is a very handsome man. That I believe is the person that I think it's gonna
Yeah,
be.
I think so too.
He's got a very nice 5 o'clock shadow. Just very square chin. Just a very nice looking musical artist.
Alright.
So
3.
without further ado, 3, 2, 1. That's Ricky Martin. Okay. I'm proud of myself. I'd have been really embarrassed if I was just like Emilio Estevez or something like that.
He's mine.
Like, what if I just missed that? Oh, that'd been bad. Okay. Wait a minute. Did you go? Yes, you did Jan Jackson.
Yes.
Oh boy. Things are going off the rails fast. All right.
I have to come up with stuff on the fly because I already had, you guys took 2 of mine already.
My number 3, you may have watched this when you got home from school, depending on how much public television you watched. Do you know what this is? Are you confident? You can. Okay. He looks at it. He nods right away. He's got it. Do you know what this is? Okay. You know. All right. Let's see what you got. You guys are both pretty confident in this one. 3, 2, 1.
Dragon Tales.
That's right. Nice job. Yeah, Dragon Tales. I thought maybe I was gonna trip you guys up on one of that. But I think we all watched PBS programming after school. Well, I watched a little Arthur.
Do you have one, or you need me to?
Can we do Ben's
Yeah.
top 4 Arthur characters?
Yeah, I have one. Alright.
No, you're up.
Ready?
You're winning.
No, we're there.
Yes. Oh.
The name of it?
I mean, general
Luigi.
name. I think there's a
Oh
couple
gosh.
names.
No, that's tough.
That's like the classic beach game.
Yeah. So there's. I want to call it catchy, but that's definitely not what it is.
I feel like it's like paddleball.
I'm stumped. I don't have it.
I don't know
I know
the
what
name.
it is. I recognize it. I
It's
just don't know
very
what it's
generic.
called.
Like there's no like official name for it, but if you guys get somewhat near it.
Tennis Velcro? No, it's not. I have no idea what it is. I give up.
Velcro.
I give up. I got nothing.
Yeah, it's like Velcro ball catch. game.
Oh my. Velcro. Can you imagine if you like put that up and I was just like right away? Oh, I know what it is. It's Velcro ball catch game.
Then you would have won. You would have gotten.
Then I would have. That's the automatic
We'll
win.
give you guys because you guys knew what it was. So,
Yeah, is that the equivalent of the money ball?
so I get 1,000 points. You guys get 1.
Okay.
All right, round 4. We're gonna transition to some food.
All right. You know what? That's interesting because I thought about doing a food to try to get you guys, but I just stayed with like pop culture, TV shows, movies, and stuff like that.
Focus on the food in this. It's not a great. All the other pictures had the name of it in the thing, so I had to find one that didn't. Focus on the food.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah. I know what it is.
Not Mario. Focus on the food.
Yeah. So that's Mario standing next to a big chocolatey ball,
That is.
with wondrous things inside. 1, 2, 3. It's a Wonder Ball.
Did
Yeah.
you know
I
it?
mean,
Oh,
Did you?
I used to get my mom.
Dude.
Used to
Oh, okay.
every
Wonder Balls.
the candy. The sweet
Yeah.
Wonder Balls for the amount of food you were getting was so insanely expensive. It was like $4 for one of those, and the candies inside were so small. Like you were
Yeah, but we
definitely.
still bought it.
Yeah.
I know because it was sparkly and there were Pokemon Wonder Balls.
Yeah.
Nestle was a genius when they were marketing that because. Speaking of things that are marked up, it's like right up there with movie theater popcorn.
Just go your round 4. Continue around 4.
I'm trying to run this show off the rails right now.
You have
Okay, I
two
have.
left. Vijay has 2 left.
Oh.
Oh, God.
I think we're gonna stick with the '90s theme. I had a 2000s one that I was gonna pull out of nowhere, but I think we're gonna stick with this. You guys might know this one has gotten about like a 50% success rate on people that have tried it on.
It's us.
Are you familiar with this work of art? It is a movie It is a movie about basketball.
Ooh, I like where this
It is from the 90s. If you've ever
Of course.
watched, okay.
Of course,
See, that's
I know
it. See, that's interesting because I figured you were either gonna have no clue or you were
No,
gonna nail
dude,
it.
I know all.
One, two, three. Crush it.
Luck of the Irish.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Lucky
I
the
know all
Irish,
Disney
man.
movies.
Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of TV.
Another fun fact: lead actor in that movie is Ryan Merriman, who a lot of people say look like me. Also, that's the kid from Smart House.
Go for it.
So I mean, I think this is going well. I think it's entertaining.
Oh, that's easy.
Oh yeah, okay. I thought you wanted me to name the specific one, but yeah, 1, 2, 3, Beanie Babies. Yeah, I think.
I needed a softball because
I was gonna say, man, you're really grooving fastballs for us, and we're just.
Hey, I just want to make you guys. I'm winning anyway.
But then again, I'm the one who didn't know who the Power Rangers are, so I don't. I think
I thought that was the biggest softball.
that's the biggest upset.
All right,
I didn't know the
final
Power
one.
Rangers.
I would be very surprised if either of you got this.
I might surprise you. You never
I'd
know.
be very surprised. So
You
got
never
it.
know.
Shake it out. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not even gonna tell you where you got
Yeah,
it.
no. Oof, no. That's so like
We
somebody
collected
that.
these.
That's so somebody that spent the first 13 years of your life in
This is-
on Long
this
Island
is
or
Queens.
Queens.
This is big in New York.
Yeah, that's.
You
I
can get these out of the gumball machines. They were 25 cents, and you collect them. But they have a name like.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, they look like. No, I'm not even gonna go there. I have no idea. I know that
You
there's.
guys stumped?
Yeah, I'm stuck. I give up. I gave up right away. I knew right away that I was never gonna get that. No chance. So it's a bunch of like kids dressed in baggy clothes and sneakers and stuff. I don't even know how to describe it. You might just have it flashed up on the screen. No, too early for
They
that.
were called homies.
Okay.
Oh, they had him
No.
I think they had him down here at Toys R Us.
Yeah, probably. They were at like outside of a like an ice place that we used to go to all the time. So that's,
Oh.
That.
I knew that was something. I had to put one that was tough.
Okay. Yeah. So
Round
here's
five.
the one where I'm gonna stump you guys. I think we all saved our hardest for last. What Ben Siegel? What is this?
Are you
He's
Like
looking
the
at that
movie
blank
title?
stare. Yeah. You know what it is?
I don't know what it is.
Okay. So you don't know, Vijay. You can steal from Ben right now if you know what this is. It is a action movie from the 90s, a quintessential 90s action
There
movie.
you go.
That gives special shout out to our favorite restaurant, Taco Bell.
Rocky enters Major League.
Yeah, Rocky is Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. So Rocky is fighting Willie Mays Hayes.
You should
For some reason.
use your block.
Do you
I've seen the
know?
movie. I'm just blanking on the name.
Name some other actors who are in it.
No,
They're
I'm
gonna get it
thinking
like
Bruce
right off the
Willis, never
bat.
mind.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of-
No, you went
What's it called?
you went straight to Die Hard.
Yeah. No. It was a different with Chris Tucker.
Oh, okay. Oh, what is
Yeah.
it? The Mike from Michigan movie. Okay, whatever.
No.
We'll figure it out during the break.
Yeah, what's
You guys don't know. You guys give up. That is Demolition Man. Demolition Man. Taco Bell was the only restaurant that survived the fast food wars, and they served like filet mignon in that movie.
nice.
And then all the cool people lived underground, and Sylvester Stallone ate a rat burger. Definitely worth a watch if you wanted a little 90
Not a
minutes
douche
cinema
burger.
movie.
Yeah.
Not a douchebag.
This,
Gonna be at least
my last one's gonna be the fashion trend of the 90s.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting. The first fashion trend, the only fashion trend of the game.
Yeah.
This one's the money ball.
This is
Four is what you want.
on
It's
the
on
upper
you.
region.
I promise you.
What is
Oh.
I mean, 1, 2, 3. Is it a choker?
You get a percentage.
Choker, yeah. Oh, perfect. All right, man. We nailed that. God, I'll tell you what. The only person that ended up looking bad in this game was me. I was so confident, and then it's gonna go viral. Shane does not know who the Power Rangers are.
4.
Coming up next, we order Taco Bell. We end the show talking about more Taco Bell, and we get one Get Out of Here. I got something for you, Alabama fans. It's coming up next. Welcome back to episode 18 of the Business on Top podcast. What do you guys think of that game last round? Pop culture game. You guys want to do something like that again?
Yeah, we should do.
That was very, very reassuring. Thank you.
We should narrow it down maybe from like either
Wanna do
like
it-
shows like because
Category.
This one it was 90s/2000s like anything. So maybe if we all narrow it down, well, I guess that would mean we'd have a
90 shows. You have a better shot at getting
Yeah,
it.
we should do-
Unless it's Power Rangers, in which case I'll never get it ever.
We should do from 5 choices to like 3.
Okay.
Make it a little bit quicker.
Yeah, no, that's good with me. And you know, I was interested to see what went on in the NFL this weekend, because if you remember from our cold open last week, we talked about the NFL broadcasting a game on Nickelodeon, and you and I, we all knew that we pretty much had no idea what the heck that was going to be. And then we went to go see the Bears and Saints game over the weekend, and I think it was the most entertaining announced team. It was the most entertaining broadcast period that I've seen. I was thoroughly impressed by it, and it seemed like the reviews were overall positive.
Well, on our last podcast, I assumed it was to tailor it towards a younger audience.
I mean, you were right.
Yeah,
You nailed it.
That's exactly what it was. And it makes sense. I thought it was great too. The slime after all the touchdowns. And
Why has this not been thought of before? Like, how is this something that like networks or leagues don't think about in order to appeal and like hook a new generation?
Yeah, I didn't get to catch really much of the game until the fourth, but yeah, I saw the slime, I saw the SpongeBob in the field goal.
And then between the uprights.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I mean, then
The Minecraft like play recreations. That's Minecraft, right? I'm hip.
I didn't see all of it, but I'm assuming it was Minecraft. I don't know.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, if you hadn't seen, I watched, I think probably the first about 3/4 of the game. Noah Eagle, who's Iron Eagle's son, and man, if you listen to that guy, he's a carbon copy of his father. Yeah, somebody who's like a total broadcast nerd, a total like play-by-play color commentary nerd. He did an excellent job. He was polished. He kept everybody engaged. Nate Burleson did a good job. Nate Burleson has to be a parent. I'm not looking it up because I feel like it would send me off on a tangent for a change. But Nate Burleson's color commentary makes it such that you think that he does a pretty good job communicating with kids. He's probably got a couple of his own.
Yeah.
Just because I would be very shocked if somebody didn't have kids and was that good at explaining things to people. He made a lot of comparisons. Like it's like you're out in he talked about Mitch Trubisky being benched, and he said, well, it's like when your parents ground you, but then they unground you, but they're keeping an eye on you. And that's what the Bears are doing to Mitch Trubisky after he was replaced by Nick Foles. I thought that was so creative.
Yeah. That's the goal. They had to tailor it towards the younger kids, so they had to change up the way you talk about the game, like how football works on both sides.
Young Sheldon explained the penalties.
Yeah, I did catch that. I'm curious to see if like baseball or
they need to.
I feel like baseball more so than basketball would be able to capitalize, like especially with the home run.
Home runs and strikeouts, which is pretty much all you see in today's game. There's got to be a good chance. I mean, slime for every home run.
I'd like to see what they do if someone charged the mound, or if there was a fight. Would they?
Well, something very kind of similar to that happened. There was a little bit of hot mic on the field.
I did hear about that.
Cordell Patterson, in case you don't know or didn't hear about it, a What the F was captured on an on-field mic in Nickelodeon. And I was watching that. That part I was watching, I can tell you I was sitting at that couch about 15 feet away, and I just put my hands in my face because I know like, what a nightmare from a broadcast perspective that probably is, especially when it's the first time you want to try to do something like this for kids.
Yeah, well, kids nowadays are hearing that stuff in all those like Fortnite lobbies and Call of Duty and all that. So like
it's not a terrible point, but I want to think that
it's not ideal for Nickelodeon's first broadcast.
The executives were probably having a nightmare of that. But let me tell you something. There was some. It was mostly positive reviews, but I did see some criticism over. I think her name is Gabby Stevens. I'll try to correct that if I'm wrong. And Lex Lumpkin, who was the sideline reporter, who hilariously called Mitch Trubisky Minch Trubusky, which I think is a better name for him considering the way that he plays. His name should be as wobbly as his throws. But they did such a good job. Those guys were 15 years old, and they did a better job than probably most people in their early 20s would have handled broadcasting an NFL game to a national audience. The degree of difficulty in making that interesting from the production side, and even doing the broadcast from the kid side, the degree of difficulty on all that was incredibly difficult, and I thought, all things considered, they did a fantastic job. And I want to see more stuff like that. I want to see, they could probably do it with NHL. Do you remember the glow puck from Fox? They could do something like that. Net could catch fire if somebody scores a goal. I don't know. There's just a lot of fun possibilities in all these games, and I think more leagues should really start looking into this possibility because it's an untapped demographic.
Yeah, especially with technology now and 4K TVs and people can get really. What I love. You ever seen? Mainly before NBA and NHL games where they turn the ice or their court into
a projector.
Yeah, and they make some crazy
movie.
Yeah. Dude, that stuff is. I don't know why more teams don't utilize that or at least advertise that.
I think
on
they're
their
moving
social
towards
media.
it now.
Some of that stuff is unreal. Or the holograms.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Absolutely.
All coming full circle.
Yeah. Well, for the next Business on Top, should I get a projector? I could turn the podcast table into a projector. We'll play highlight reels of me eating Frosted Flakes.
And a hologram. We need a hologram projector. Someone.
That would be awesome.
No, I was gonna say coming full circle. We're talking about all this, but we grew up on VHS where we were taping over stuff and looked like it was filmed on a potato the next day because you couldn't see what was going on, right? And now you got all the holograms, you got DVR, you got.
There's so many different mediums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, speaking of potatoes.
Yeah. He throws it down. He throws it up for you so you can throw it down. He lays it out. He plays it out. That is how we do it.
Big
How
news this
about
week.
that Taco Bell? Potatoes are back, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Round of applause. That's a little bit of positivity. Taco Bell is bringing back the potatoes.
Potatoes and your favorite.
The spicy potato sauce taco. And yes, so that's a first that I was very excited about. People are talking about the potatoes. There's not too much hype going around about this, but they're having impossible meat in some of these menu items. So I'm very excited for that to take place. I guess that's starting in March. We will talk to the Taco Bell sommelier, Tarun Sinha,
Peanut galleries over here.
about what he thinks of the new Taco Bell menu changes later next month. But in the meantime, there's something. It was National Championship week this week, and there's a couple things I need to get off my chest. I'm not sure if you guys are frustrated. It's been a frustrating week for a lot of people, probably the past week or two. So let's get on to Get Out of Here. Let's air some grievances.
Get out of here. Let's go.
Get out of here.
Come on.
It's time for Get Out of Here.
He's about to meet you.
Who do you want to go? Who do you want to go first? You want to go? Because I'm riled up. I'm riled up. All right. Yeah. All right. So no, this is ridiculous, right? And to take a serious tone for a second, there's a reason why this country has 5% of the population, but 20% of the COVID infections and 20% of the deaths. Alabama wins its 7th national championship in how many years? 11 years. And the city government of Tuscaloosa warns the people. This is a pandemic. This is a little bit different. I understand that you want to be excited, but we have to celebrate responsibly. And what do you see? Alabama beats Ohio State, and not 30 minutes after they win, the streets of Tuscaloosa are filled with Crimson Tide fans. Wall to wall. Many of them maskless, at least from what I saw. That is unacceptable. Alabama fans, most importantly, the ones that were out there celebrating in the streets of Tuscaloosa, when you have your neighbors, your mothers, your brothers and sisters getting infected, dying from this pandemic, get out of here. Learn to care about others. This is inexcusable. The government warned you not to get involved, and I'm really at a loss for words.
Get out of here.
You need to be a little bit more responsible. Get out of here.
And I think the worst part too is you got to assume.
I really ran out of steam there at the end.
You got to assume
I was doing fine. It's just
like a balloon that just.
yeah. Oh, I was
You
leaking confidence at the end.
got to assume 75 to 80% of the people there. This wasn't the first national championship they celebrated.
Well,
so
that's the point. It's act like you've been there before, and they just
Well,
don't
it's also
care.
the only sport there. So.
Yeah, but I mean that's that's expected. It's not like they upset. They were supposed to win.
Yeah.
So.
But anyways, get out of here, people. no mask, getting together like that.
The irresponsibility is just appalling, and I wish we all would just look out for our neighbors and mothers and brothers and sisters a little bit more, because we're all in this together, and it's not going to get better until we start really caring about this and be proactive.
Yeah, that's why we say stay safe. I'm gonna bring it to a more positive note.
Yeah, you can't send us out on something heavy.
A more positive note. You guys, our pre-game Mario Kart, we get going every week.
Yeah, and I can't seem to dethrone you. I had you. We were kind of trading blows back and forth, and I think you've kind of taken control. You've probably won the last 4 or 5, huh?
Yeah, but I still something that just itches behind my head like every time we play. Who was the designer for these maps? That
Specifically Wario Stadium.
Wario Stadium. Or what's the star?
Rainbow Road.
Rainbow Road.
Yeah, no, Rainbow Road. Speaking of
Who
get at.
designed these 90-degree angle turns without a border when you're going full speed ahead, and if you miss a drift or get hit by an item, you're 100% you're falling off the edge and going from 2nd to 8th.
And all the computer players like hit the turn perfectly.
You're being set up to fail in these games.
Yeah.
Like you're increasing, and then you increase the speed to increase the difficulty, and it's like, okay, try going around this 90-degree turn followed by a 90-degree turn like 1 inch after in the other direction. You're being set up to fail by these game designers.
Yeah, they must love pain. So, you know what? Nintendo designers?
Malevolent game designers of Mario Kart maps. Get the hell out of here.
Alright, man.
Alright. Well, so.
Alright, good night, everybody.
So, I can't stand.
We're done, right?
And then number 2.
We're done? We're done?
Yeah, we can finish.
Okay.
You don't get out of here. That's Ben's. Yeah, get out.
Developments who have visitors and reserve spots.
Oh.
The amount of visitor spots are like 6 and reserve spots are like 1,000. I know, people who live here should get priority on the parking, but I mean, come on, like let's be real. Like the visitor spots specifically here, it's unbelievable. There's maybe like 10 visitor spots for
a pretty self-involved one, but the parking spaces around here, they come at a premium. There are way too many reserve spots and not enough visitor spots. I don't understand why people can't just suck it up, park in whatever space is closest.
Yeah.
That's how it worked in my old neighborhood, and it was never a problem.
Yeah.
Here, for some reason, people insist on leaving 30 reserve spaces open and then basically leaving the rest of us to fend for visitor spots. It's ridiculous, and I kind of co-opted your get out of here, but get the hell out of here.
Apartment complexes who do that and make visitor parking a pain.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Well, the one thing about this apartment complex is that the gates are always open, and with that, we have Taco Bell coming through the gates as we speak. So we're gonna head out of here. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy some nice cool weather if you're in South Florida, and wherever you are, stay tuned. Stay safe.
You're muted.